Morning everyone, we're going to do a little project where we've got a lunar module that's going to land on the moon. Now we might need these characters later on, but just for now what we're going to do is we're just going to not delete the code from last time, but we're just going to hide the characters. So we're going to go to looks and hide. So we might need them, we might not. So I'm just doing that for Monet, rocket ship. Just moving the code down and then just moving a hide up here. I've put a button in as well called button 2. You can actually rename these buttons. So this actually changes the background. So I'll just call it background. It's quite useful to actually label the sprites or the characters with what you want them what they're to do with. So if I click on the green flag now, hopefully everything will hide other than the module and the background button. The background button does work. There we go. But we're going to try and get it to land on the moon, or we could get it to take off. It's up to you really. We want you to be creative. All these icons are available from a free website called the Noun Project, Noun Project, and they're called PNGs, so they're see-through, and it's all free. You just sign up, and there's 100,000, I think it said, or perhaps that's a bit of an exaggeration, perhaps 10,000 different icons. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our project, and as you can see, the first thing is I can't see the top of it because it's black against the black sky there. So I'm going to change the size. So I'll just put 50%. There we go. And I can move that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the second tab, costumes, and we're going to just zoom out, and we're going to delete the person that's designed it. Now I've put Ben's name in the project page because you need to say thank you and give recognition to the people that have created these things. So because I put it on the project page, I'm going to just be able to delete it here. I'm just doing it with my finger. Now I then want to sort of rest my finger on top left on number 1, and I want to duplicate that. So I've got a second one. Now this one, the Lunar Module, I'm just going to call that master copy because I don't want to mess with that one in case I go wrong. Whereas this one I can mess around with. Now the first thing I was thinking is wouldn't it be nice to have a copy without the legs so that it could pretend to be coming down, or without the feet out? But I think what I'll do is I'm just going to try and colour this in first of all, and then I can copy it. So I'm going to go to fill and I'm just going to choose a colour. Now I'm guessing, and you might want to do a little bit of research on this, that these are likely to be sort of silvery colour to reflect any sunlight. So we really could do with a 3D effect. So there's a sort of middle, there's a solid effect. Let me just put that on 1 here. There we go. And then if I click on here, there's a 3D effect where you can actually have different tones of grey or silver. And then when you click on here, it should look a little bit as if it's a gradient, we call it. So let me just make that a little bit more obvious for you. There we go. So and it makes it just look as if the light is sort of touching different parts in different ways. And I'm just going to, obviously, you know, if you go wrong, there's an undo button which is next to where it says Lunar Module 2. Notice I'm not messing with the master copy. I'm just doing this one. There we go. Now you might want to do different colours or different shadings. But already, you know, within like 1 minute, that looks a lot better. So what I want to do now is I'm going to copy that. Sorry, duplicate it again. Now it's quite difficult on a tablet because it's a little bit more sensitive, so duplicate. So this one, Lunar Module 2, I could call that Lunar Feet, because the feet are out. And then this one could be Lunar No Feet. So it's useful just to sort of label those. Now what we can do now, which is really clever, down the bottom it says convert to vector. And that should mean that I can select the individual parts. Now it's interesting because I can't. On some characters you can actually click the individual parts. That I will show you. I'll show you on Monet perhaps. So on Monet, when I click on convert to vector, these bits should be separate. No, it's not working on that one. Final one, convert to vector. No, let me bring another one just to show you, because this is really important, because then you can actually edit things. So let me just get the cat. There we go. So if I go to costumes, on this one, can you see that I can edit the individual bits, so I can actually rotate that. But it's got to be on vector, it can't be on bitmap. So now I can't do it, it's got to be on vector. And I think because I turned it to a bitmap, I can't now edit the individual bits. Can you see it's put it as one unit? So don't click on convert to bitmap if you've been editing it on vector. And you're going to have such fun with that, you really are. So in this case, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to have to use just rubbing them out, which is fair enough. So I'm just going to rub the feet out. And I might actually just rub out to there. Now I'm rushing here. You might want to zoom in a bit further and do it a bit more carefully. Okay. Now for some reason it didn't rub out, so I'm going to have to try it on bitmap. Try the rubber on bitmap. So it's like any bit of software really, any program. You have to do it with trial and error. Do it by trial and error. There we go. So now we've got one with feet and one without feet. Now what you could do is you could then duplicate this one, and then on this one you could actually add a little bit of a rocket, a sort of, I'm not sure whether that be yellow or red or whatever, but let me just sort of, so you could add some lines as if it was landing. Now clearly you're going to have to do some research to find out what colour you're going to use. You also might want to actually on here just draw a bit of a sort of bit that comes out that directs the the sort of sorry, I've messed up there. I can do undo. Just go to solid black here and try and fill it. No, I might be struggling there with the fill. Can you see? So I could be struggling with the fill here. I want a solid fill, and I want to fill that block in. Let's try convert to vector, and then fill. No. So I am going to, again, with trial and error, I'm going to have to colour this in by hand. But what I was saying is that will, if you look at the big picture now, you can see that that's showing where the rocket, the booster, I guess it's called, or the thrust of the rocket comes from. So I'm going to stop talking now. I've given you lots of ideas there. Don't forget that I haven't even on this one talked about how to make it move. So don't forget things that you might have to do. So we might say, right, if it was coming down, it's going to glide from, let's move it up a bit. It's going to glide from there and very slowly, let's say over 5 seconds, it's going to come down. So it's going to go up and then slowly come down. And a bit like we said before with the hide and the show, you might want it to hide as it goes back to the starting position and then show. So now when we click on it, let me make it full screen. It looks as if it's coming down. So have fun, and hopefully you can put some pictures online to show me what you've done.